Here in the Weather Center with Chief Meteorologist Kris Crocker. Now, those of us who want to dust off our snowboards or skis, should we be concerned about the snowpack this weekend?
Not for your fun purposes,
okay.
No. But I know hydrologists are starting to watch that snowpack very carefully. It is not keeping pace with what has been going on in the valleys, and that's the subject of tonight's forecast focus. With our record-shattering snows down here in the valleys, which are still in place, it's hard to imagine that the snowpack in the mountains would even be a concern, but they are running slightly below normal over the upper Columbia and Snake River Basin. This is new information released today from our National Weather Service hydrologist, Royce Fortineau, and I will have a link to his report on my blog within 10 minutes. Here's the reason. We got a slow start to the mountain snowpack season. We did have some storms coming through in November, but another part of the problem was this very dry snow with the big record-breaking snows of November 17th and 18th in the Spokane and Coeur d'Alene area. That was very light, fluffy snow. So even though it piled up in the mountains, the snow water equivalent, which is really what you look for in the snowpack, was below average. And our recent ridge of high pressure, which has brought day after day of dry weather for most of January, hasn't helped things either. So we're looking at snowpack running as low as 73% in some areas, just slightly below normal in other areas, and no need for great concern just yet. We're only about halfway through with the snowpack season. Can make up a lot of ground in February and March, and indications are we will start to see a more active weather pattern as we get into early February. However, with the system coming through this weekend, we're not going to be beefing up much snowpack in the valleys or in the mountains. Here's a look at our satellite and radar. A split jet stream. We have the northern branch bottling up some Arctic air, the bulk of which will be east of the Continental Divide, but we will be getting a push of modified Arctic air as we get into the weekend. The southern branch, that is where all the moisture is not going to be interacting much with that cold air, so we are only going to see very light amounts of snow for Saturday and Sunday, probably only amounting to a few flurries in the valleys and not much more in the mountains. And again, we're going to be bringing in that colder air. Good news, that's going to help scour out our inversion and bring in some fresh air, and really our temperatures are not going to be that much colder. A different air mass, but with the low clouds and fog, we're only at 23 in Spokane. That's 10 degrees below average. 25 right now in Coeur d'Alene, 27 in Moscow and Pullman, and 32 right now in Lewiston. We do still have the air stagnation advisory through tomorrow at noon, but fresher air is on the way. Quick look at our national satellite and radar. Very cold air on the way for the eastern two-thirds of the country. Again, that southern branch of the jet stream bringing the moisture into the Intermountain West, but not a lot. Some snow flying, but not in especially impressive amounts. And that is the story of our 7-day forecast. One more day of the low clouds and fog. Our ridge of high pressure is finally breaking down. It's about 2 weeks old now. A weekend cold front will produce very little snow, really just flurries. And actually, I think you'll more notice the sun that we're going to be seeing around here. Saturday, Sunday, and especially Monday. 19 on Sunday, 24 on Monday. But boy, a big difference between a sunny day in the 20s and a cloudy, foggy day in the 20s. And once again, if you want to read more about the mountain snowpack and the specifics, I will have a link on my blog on KXLY.com in about 4 minutes.